Tonight, explosive moments in court in the George Zimmerman case, and this trial hasn't even started officially. I mean, it's a jury selection. The Neighborhood Watch volunteer charged with second-degree murder for shooting unarmed teenager Trayvon Martin. Will George Zimmerman beat a murder charge in one of the nation's most anticipated trials? It's week 2 of jury selection. Attorneys from both sides grilling potential jurors to try to seat a jury of 6 with 4 alternates. So far, zip. No jurors seated. But there were fireworks in court today as a prospective juror gets up and flat out states he has given money to George Zimmerman's defense fund. The juror went head to head with prosecutor Bernie De La Rianda. Watch this. It's pretty wild for jury selection.
You don't think the fact that you've already sent money to his, don't you have kind of a stake in this already?
Well, I can see where you're coming from with that.
I mean, let's be perfectly honest.
Yes.
Here. When you agree, how many, have you ever heard of it?
I object. Mr. Dillon is suggesting somehow that this juror hasn't been honest.
You've got a stake in this. You've already contributed to his cause, correct?
Correct.
The trial. And you still think, even though you've already contributed to his defense, that you can sit there and just want everybody to disregard the fact that you've contributed to his defense?
I didn't say that.
You think that's being fair?
I said I could keep an open mind.
I apologize.
I said I could keep an open mind.
Okay, what other things could affect your opinion about whether you could be impartial? Please educate us.
Unbelievable. Straight out to G. Casares, you were in court for that confrontation. Wow.
Yeah, wow. You better believe it was wow. You know, this is a juror. Here's what it stems from, Jane. He wrote on his questionnaire, "Do you have an opinion?" No, was his answer. So then he starts talking, and he says he has an opinion, but he thought the questionnaire meant a conclusive opinion, and he had a conditional opinion, and he could separate that out, and he could be a fair juror, although he's about 70% for George Zimmerman, 30% for Trayvon Martin, he said.
Well, let's debate it with our expert panel. Will a stealth juror on who knows what side manage to get onto this jury? Starting with Michelle Suskauer, criminal defense attorney out of West Palm Beach.
Absolutely, that can happen. It's hard to get to the heart of a juror's opinions. So certainly that juror is absolutely excused for cause because he's clearly biased in favor of George Zimmerman. But absolutely, if a juror doesn't want to say it and if the right questions aren't asked, then absolutely someone can come in with an agenda. And that's what's so scary.
Rolanda Watts, host of Sundays with Rolanda.
I absolutely agree. This is where we're going to see the incredible skills of attorneys, because there are people, let's face it, as grueling as this job may be, there are people who want to get on this jury. They have a hidden agenda, perhaps, and it is up to these sharp attorneys, these sharks, to come in here and be able to discern between people who are excellent for what this case represents, for what America is in justice, and people trying to get publicity.